Today we are going to discuss the 3 most important questions you should be asking yourself. And they are not, where did we come from, why are we here, and where are we going? They are actually, what is Crio Bru, how do I make it, and where do I get it? Sorry, I'm in a bit of a weird mood today, but I am excited because I get to talk to you about my obsession with Crio Bru and show you how I make it and all of the benefits of this chocolatey drink. We will leave the discussion for the meaning of life for another day, but today, let's talk about Crio Bru. Let me first show you how I like to make it. It's a little non-traditional. Then I'll go over different ways to make it, but let's get it brewing and then I'll sit down and talk to you about what it is. But first thing you just need to know, Crio Bru is cacao beans, not coffee beans. So this is pure, dark, luscious chocolate we're talking about here. Super good for you, but let me show you how I make it. So this method was actually invented by my brilliant sister Marcy, who has a food blog, and I will actually link you to her recipes. But she discovered if you brew these cacao beans in an Instant Pot, it actually does a much better job at infusing the flavors into the liquid and making it a lot stronger. So that is how we like to do it. Now you can also use a French press, and I like to do that if I just need it quick and I don't have a big batch. A lot of times I want to add some herbs to my Crio Bru. So if I want like a peppermint chocolatey vibe, I'll put some peppermint in here with the Crio Bru grounds and just brew it in a French press, but it's just not as strong. So that's why the Instant Pot really works its magic. If you have any kind of coffee maker, any appliance that you can use ground coffee beans in to brew, these cacao beans will work the exact same way. First of all, I just like to use water, and I put 8 cups of water right into the Instant Pot. Made a bit of a mess there. You can also use a milk if you want it creamier right from the get-go. I usually like to add any creamer or milk afterwards. So this is the peppermint variety, and we'll talk about different varieties in a minute. I just want to show you, get this started making and show you how to make it. So to 8 cups of water, I like to use about 1/2 cup of the cacao beans, and they smell so good. You can really add in a lot of add-ins. I usually keep it pretty simple. I do sometimes like to throw in a couple of cinnamon sticks. You can also throw in vanilla beans, but those are really pricey, so I typically don't do that. Now with the water, the Crio Bru, and cinnamon sticks in there, we just close up the Instant Pot, hit pressure cook, and 10 minutes seems to be the sweet spot. So that will get up to pressure, cook for 10 minutes, and then we can vent it and strain it. All right, let's chat about Crio Bru. So as I mentioned, it is chocolate, but it is the cacao bean harvested and ground up. So before it's made into like a chocolatey powder or anything, this is like the pure bean harvested. So you may already kind of know the benefits of dark chocolate. Cacao really is like a superfood. It has tons of health benefits, and of course it's chocolate, so it's delicious. So if you just take a look on the website, you can kind of get an idea of many of the benefits, but I'll sum it up for you here. Cacao as a superfood is great for like brain boosting, mood enhancers. If you need any like increased focus or stress reduction, it can all actually help with that. The biggest thing I've noticed when I drink Crio Bru is it really does seem to act quickly as an antioxidant, which means it's immune boosting and purifying. And without getting too awkward here, I drink Crio Bru and then I'm usually needing a visit to the bathroom because it works very well as a cleanser and purifier, and I feel really, really good after I drink it. Crio Bru is also high in magnesium, which is great for your bone health, your brain health, and your heart health. So a lot of great things there. And what I love about Crio Bru is it's kind of this guilt-free chocolate indulgence because it's really low in calories. Just as the ground cacao beans, I get to control like any sweetener or any additives that I put in it, versus if you go and buy hot chocolate in the store, there's a world of additives in there that may not be so great for you. So you can really control what you put in your drink and make sure that it's just all around healthy. Now, along with being low in calories and carbs, it also is kind of an appetite suppressant. And I have noticed that if I kind of feel a little snacky, I'll just drink a cup of this. It's what, 20 calories per cup. And I just don't have really that snacky feeling anymore. It kind of satisfies me and gets me through the rest of the day until mealtime, so I don't just needlessly snack. Okay, so I've been on YouTube here before talking about other no caffeine, no sugar drinks, and I mentioned this briefly, but I really thought this video was needed to go into it more. But caffeine, as you know, can kind of do a number on our systems over time. So you might be concerned that it's chocolate and it has a little bit of caffeine, but it has nowhere near the amount that coffee might have. So if you're trying to kick that habit, want a healthier alternative, maybe you need a second cup of something during the day, this might be something better to reach for. So the claim from Crio Bru is that it's 99.99% caffeine free. So I looked it up, and a cup of Crio Bru has 10 milligrams of caffeine. If you compare that to coffee, which has 95 milligrams per cup of caffeine. So quite a bit of difference. And I can actually drink a cup of Crio Bru in the evening without a big major buzz that might prevent me to go to sleep. It really doesn't give you that energy buzz that you might get from other highly caffeinated drinks. Cacao by nature has what is called flavonoids. I don't know if you've heard about them. They do provide a myriad of health benefits, but one of them is just kind of this gentle lift of energy. So it really is good to have in the morning if you just need a little bit of boost of energy, but not be just, you know, crawling under your skin full of energy. So it allows a little boost of energy, kind of gets you going, and it doesn't have that energy crash that coffee might have. So it really is a very tasty, beneficial drink to add to your routine. I do not think that Crio Bru is addictive. I do like to have a cup, especially a cup a day, especially in the winter, but that's because I just love a warm, comforting drink. But I can go without it without a problem. If I travel, I don't bring it. There's no like deprivation feeling or addiction at all for me. It's just a cozy cup of chocolate and it's delicious. Now I do want to mention, this is not in any way like a sponsored video. I just talk about Crio Bru a lot, like in my Instagram stories and on YouTube, and so I get questions about it and felt like it would be good to just do a full video on here. However, I did reach out to Crio Bru and they created a coupon code for you. If you add anything to the cart at criobru.com, use the coupon code CAMITidbits10 off. That will get you 10% off your entire cart order. So that is a benefit for you today, but I'm sorry if this sounds like a commercial for Crio Bru, but it's really not. I just absolutely love it and want to share it with you. Now, when you get onto the website, you might be a little overwhelmed by the variety, the options, not know what to buy. They have this like variety pack of these smaller bags that you can get a ton of varieties and try. They have ones like pumpkin spice, chocolate toffee, maple, caramel, peppermint. My kids love hazelnut. So you can get that variety pack and try a lot of their flavors. But if you just want to give it a try, I highly recommend just going with any light roast, medium roast, or the French roast, depending on how dark you like your chocolate. If you like a really dark, deep roasted flavor, oh, you can hear the Instant Pot beep there. It's now up to pressure and brewing. Anyway, so if you like a dark, highly roasted chocolate, kind of like, if you like the smell of coffee or like coffee, I think you like the French roasts. And so they harvest their beans from different places around the world. So there's like Venezuelan or Peru, I think, or different names for their Crio Bru. I wouldn't fret about that too much. I really can't, when I have tried the different countries, I really can't tell that much of a difference, but I can tell a difference if it's like light roast versus French roast. The French roast has a much deeper pungent flavor, which I love. If you want more of a mild, maybe milk chocolate flavor, go with the light roast. But my absolute favorite variety is the uber dark variety. It's even darker than the French roast, more roasted. I think it is delicious. So that's my all-time favorite. My kids love hazelnut. All of them are fun. You really can't go wrong, but hopefully that's some guidance for you. Okay, this is just about done brewing, and then I'm going to show you how I strain it and how I actually make a cup for myself. If you need a recipe for this, I will link below the recipes that my sister has made online, but we also have a basic Crio Bru recipe right inside of our cookbook that we created together called Master the Electric Pressure Cooker, which is great if you want to learn how to use the Instant Pot to the max. So you can get this book. I'll link it on Amazon. We also have a digital version of this book if you like a digital cookbook. And then I will link you to all the recipes online. And my sister has done a lot of varieties to kind of spruce up your cup of Crio Bru. I believe she has an iced version. You can do like a pumpkin version, just like out of your own like pumpkin spices and different things. But lots of ways you can kind of spruce up your cup of Crio Bru, just like coffee. You can make it a latte or anything fun like that to just add variety to the flavor. Okay, the 10-minute cook time is up, and you can let it naturally release. You can let it sit in here for a long time, really, unless you're impatient or filming a video and want to get right to it. So I'm just going to release the pressure and then strain it. So I just use a fine mesh strainer and put it over a bowl that I know will hold the liquid, and pour it right in there, and then it filters out the grounds. So you can just toss these used grounds. I do know some people who will re-brew these and just suck out as much chocolatey as you can. I find that's a little weak the second time around, so I usually just toss them or put them in a granola if we are making granola. So there is all that beautiful Crio Bru, and then I like to store it inside of a big jar, just in the fridge, and then I can warm it up whenever I need a cup to drink. All right, let's make up a cup. Now that, straight out of the Instant Pot, is very dark, very bitter, and sometimes I really like that. But I do like to add a few things. This creamer is super good. It's unsweetened, and it is just coconut milk powder and coconut oil. So I like to add a few scoops of this, and then that makes it pretty creamy. And then I just use pure maple syrup, just a little bit to sweeten it, to make it not so dark. And then you can of course vary how much you put in there. So a few scoops of the creamer is delicious. Then you can mix that up, and sometimes I drink it just like that. But if I'm really wanting to drink this cup quick and it's really hot, I'll just add a splash of raw milk to it, cool it down. That makes it a little more creamy as well. And there is my delicious cup of Crio Bru. All right, I am excited to sit down and drink this yummy chocolatey drink. I hope you enjoyed learning about Crio Bru, how to make it, what it is, and where you can buy it. Remember, if you go to criobrew.com and use the coupon code CAMITidbits, 10 off, you will save some money on your order. I hope you give it a try and let me know if you do and what you think. Or maybe you're already a big fan. I would love to hear how you make it up and your preferred method. Anyway, let's chat in the comments below. And I will be back very soon to share more inspiration for the keeper of the home. And until then, have a lovely day.